Philo has become an adult and is working as a laborer. We now have 3 laborers, we have no builders. We should probably get these guys all helping to build the trading post. We could probably staff the trading post with 1 or 2 people to start with, and then as the population grows, we have more laborers and stuff, get it fully staffed along with the market. I mean, it's a lot of people to work at the market, isn't it? 12 people at the market, and I think the trading post, when that's done, is about 12, 15 people in itself as well. Valinda has become a student. My god, there are 11 students attending Sipsburgh High at the moment, which is, well, pretty crazy. Monsera is just completely overwhelmed. She's totally stressed out. She's put on a bit of weight through being stressed out. It can't be helped. It does happen to the best of us sometimes. Stress, or being in a stressful situation, often people find comfort in eating. And luckily we have a lot of food stocked up so that Monsera can sort of carry on the way she has been. There's lots of fish. I mean, there's a ton of fish in Sipsburgh. There's lots of like potatoes and onions and other crap as well for people to be eating in Sipsburgh too. So, I mean, she's never going to be without. That's for damn sure. Poor Monsera. If only we could have another school and another teacher. I'm sure later on we could, but now is not the time. We are short a couple of stones. It looks like we completely emptied out all of the stone that we had stockpiled, but iron and logs we seem to be okay for. So it's just going to be a case of manually collecting some of the stones that are in and around here. I mean, there's quite a few. Look at this. Jesus, there's a lot of stones, even just right there, close by, that we could collect and help the trading post become a reality. Wow. Hey, can you believe how well Sipsburgh is progressing? Look at this. It's so nice, isn't it? We got a lot of people. We got a lot of cool services. We got a lot of cool buildings and stuff. Everybody's got a job. There's nobody that's like unemployed or whatever. Barely anybody mills around in the graveyard anymore these days. Old Gravy is all by his goddamn self. Occasionally visits Kyman. Kyman will only entertain Old Gravy in his living room, and they talk about the good old days together. They talk about the war and other sort of things that lead to very bitter discussions whilst they peep out of the curtains and look at the market and look at everybody having fun in the market. I mean, I don't think Kyman's got very much longer left to go, so it's probably best to just leave him do whatever he's going to do for the rest of his life. I don't think he actually works or anything. Well, I say that, he's a farmer. Poor Kyman. Kyman the lonely farmer. Wow, we have just had a massive influx of graduates enter into the labor pool. It looks like Hadasandria, Freem, and Malaine have all become laborers, and Anthony has become a student. Jeez, we're going to need more houses. We're going to need more babies. This is how you grow your town, basically. You just keep building houses so that these people that are sort of still living with their parents can eventually move out and make their own babies. I know a lot of people on Reddit were saying that they had problems with their towns, saying that, they didn't build enough houses and people just ended up, like the population ended up stagnating and then people died. There was nobody to replace them. There were no babies or students to replace them. So it's very important to always just sort of keep making houses here and there and then getting people to move into them and make more babies. Very, very important. We're going to make one right now as well, actually, whilst we have the resources to do so. We are short 5 stone, if you can believe that. It looks like there's 5 stone. Well, there's 15 stone stockpiled, so that shouldn't be a problem. That's fine. And there'll be more than enough stone to do this house up too. Talonzo has become an adult. Yet again, more laborers. We can now have all of the builders that we need, and we can have some more vendors. Actually, let's take out these vendors and let's get our fishermen back fully stocked up so that we can continue catching fish. Our food reserves are still very good. We still have over 5,000 food. That's sort of dropping. It's down from about 6,500 when we started at the start of this session. So maybe having those extra 2 fishermen catching fish and helping out will keep those numbers back up. It's always good to have a lot of food stockpiled in any game that requires food for your people to live. It's just like a general rule of thumb. Oh my god, look at that. Corn and Philo have moved in together, and look at that. Corn has become a teacher. Corn, the teacher, has finally taken over from Monsera, who has had to take a long leave of absence from teaching due to stress. The teenagers of Sipsburgh, attending Sipsburgh High, turned out to be way too much for Montserrat. She's had to take a step back. I'm not sure what she's doing now. She's working at the market. There you go. Montserrat has become a 40-year-old vendor at the market. She's got Jen, Carly, Harmon, and Valinda. Yeah, that's it. To deal with as well as 6 students, or well, she had to deal with 6 students. So, unfortunately, she's taken a step back and is just living the life now in the vendor, talking to Ramonte Beale all day long and getting annoyed. Oh, look, Addie. Oh, look, I do remember who took over from Isabel. It was indeed Addie, who became a forester eventually and has now died of old age. Sadly, there's nothing you can do to prevent people dying from old age. If people are going to die, it's probably better that they do it then rather than in accidents, in mining accidents and quarry accidents and so on and so forth. It looks like Ashell has replaced Addie. She was in the labor pool and has replaced Addie as a forester, which is cool, which is really good actually. We now have 12 foresters, fully stocked on foresters, fully stocked on everything pretty much. I don't think we need that many builders, so we can get a couple of more vendors in to help make sure that the market is up and running. Oh, actually, just as I say that, let's take 3 vendors away and let's get them working on the trading dock. Remember when I was saying that the trading dock needed like 15 people? Turns out I'm a big liar. It's only 6. I only need 6 people. See? Oh well. We now have 3 people working at the trading post. And this is great. This is great news. The trading post is awesome. We're going to come back to it in a minute. Let's just make sure that everything else is under control. And I'll come back to the trading dock and we'll stock it up and we'll start getting some traders in, hopefully. It looks like... How are we doing? We're good. Valoris has become an adult and is working as a laborer. There's nobody in the labor pool. Who moved into this new house? Oh yeah, it was Corn and Philo. Great. Okay, let's get another house built. Can we get one built like down here? Oh no, there's not quite enough room, I don't think. No, there isn't. Look, it's never going to work. All right, we're going to build one right across the street from the market. Is there going to be room for another one here? Possibly. We might have to rejig that area a little bit. Okay, another wooden house. Fanina's become an adult as working as laborer. We now have a spare laborer, and a child named Nellie was born, and Chrissy has become a student. Great. Okay. We're down babies and students, but that's okay. As we build more houses, we should be able to get more of those types of people in, which is nice. We need to find some more places to build houses, and I think actually we can probably do with having a road that comes up alongside the market here, and hopefully, or actually, can you do it? Oh yeah, you can do it. Look, you can do it like this. Okay, great. Let's remove this road here, the one that I didn't mean to put that there. Perfect, and we should be able to shove some houses in facing this way. Ah, that's a perfect fit. Look at that. They'll fit right along the road and face the market, and then they'll have these windows that face out on the road so that people can spy on Kyman and Old Gravy having their bitter talks. Oh shit! My god, look at this! Kyman, at the age of 61, has decided to remarry. He's decided that he's no longer bitter, he's denounced Old Gravy, and has now taken on an older wife, 70-year-old Garnestina, the tailor, who is making the latest fashions for all of Sipsburgh. Kyman, I think, is actually doing some sort of power move to inherit Garnestina's fortune when she passes away. She's a bit like Donatella Versace, but the Sipsburgh version, making leather garments, and Kyman is all over that. He's like, oh shit, she's about to pop her clogs. I want in on some of that action. So he's married her, scooped her up and married her. What a sly dog, I can't believe it. Okay, there's enough houses being built. Somebody should have moved in here. It was Freem and Coletta, the farmer and the forester, who should hopefully make some babbies. And whoever's moved into here, Harmon and Mullane, moved in straight away, and the heating is busted because look, they're freezing. Even though there is firewood, they just like haven't gotten any. Oh shit! There we go. Kyman's power play did not pay off. Because unfortunately he has died of old age before Garnestina and will not now inherit her vast leather garment fortune, which actually is amazing. Can't believe that's just happened. A shell has replaced Kyman as a vendor. Look at that. He took an office job. He went to work as a vendor in his twilight years. He went from being a farmer to a vendor and then died. France has also become a student. Wow, things are moving so quickly now. Eric has become an adult and is working as laborer. And Kylar, the forester, has died of old age, only to be replaced instantly by Eric. Wow. We now have 4 graves in the great cemetery of Sipsburgh. Unbelievable. Okay, finally, I can come over to this trading post. Alright, what do we got? We don't really want to trade food. We don't really want to trade firewood because we need it. Stuff that we can trade, however, is stuff that is easy enough to stockpile with resources. So, let's make sure that we always have, like, say, 60 iron tools at the trading post. We can probably start with that. And then we can think about the other kind of stuff that we want to have. I mean, firewood is actually a fairly good one. And also iron is a pretty good one too. But we have no steady supply of these things. However, we do have a fairly steady supply of iron tools, so it makes sense to have 60 iron tools in there. And at the very least, we can use those to start with to trade with people. So the way this works is you have an inventory that you keep stockpiled. So if I say I will always want 60 iron tools in here, these traders will go out to the markets, get the 60 iron tools, make sure that they're always stockpiled. And then when a trader finally does show up, we have these to trade. See, each iron tool has a value of 8. Now the trader's going to come along the river, he's going to park up here, and he's going to have some random shit to sell. He might be selling seeds for farms, he might be selling food, like, you know, actual food itself. He might have livestock, he might have materials or whatever, and each of those will have a value, and all you have to do then is say, yeah, I want that livestock. You match the value with the items and stuff like that, do a trade, and then send them off along his way, and you're done. So there you go. We're going to have a little bit of a stockpile of stuff that's actually worth something at the trading post, and then when a merchant finally does show up, it'll let you know. It lets you know in the event log when he turns up. Then we can do a trade and hopefully get something new. Be nice to get some livestock. I mean, chickens, cows, all that kind of stuff. They can be turned into food, and you can use them for like other stuff as well, which is kind of cool. So that's great. Okay, Anelia has been born, and Adon has also been born. Anelia was born to Freeman Coletta, and it's possible that... Oh no, that's Nelly Ferret. Oh Jesus, God, we're never going to find it. Shastasia has become an adult and is working as labor, and Theli has also been born. We have 1 labor, we have 2 builders, which are doing nothing, and we could probably do with... I wonder if we should really start thinking about getting this quarry set up. Now, I think the quarry might be a good one, actually. Get a steady supply of stone in, and we can maybe trade some of the stone. I mean, there's still a lot of stone out here that we could just pick up manually. And actually, maybe before we do that, let's start picking up some of this stone manually. Look, there's a fucking ton of it. If people have some spare time, they'll come out and pick it up. That'll be fine. Logs, we don't seem to be struggling to get. At some point, we're going to need to make a bridge across the raging river. What better time than now, right? I mean, we've got the resources, we've got everything that we need. Let's fucking do it. We're gonna make a great big bridge that's gonna cross over the raging river. It's gonna be fantastic. Look at how fucking big it's gonna be. This is gonna be pretty big. It's gonna take 72 logs and 18 stone, which is not a problem. We have more than enough logs. And the stone will be coming in because we've got that huge order to pick it. And once we can get across the raging river, we can go pick up a lot of that iron and stone that's on the other side, which will be great. A huge wooden bridge. Bam. Fucking wow. It's going to be a big one. I mean, we could have made it a lot smaller and just crossed there, but I think it's nice to have a really big bridge. In fact, I don't think I've ever made a bridge this big before in my life. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how this takes shape. Alright, cool. Excellent. Another thing to do. Another thing for people to do. They're going to love that. Let's get this spare labor in as a vendor. Great. Man, there's some more stuff that we can think about building as well. Look, we can get like a church, a physician. We still need to make a brewer, a tavern as well. Town hall, of course, as well, is something else that we need to make. I think bridging over to this other part here will be nice, because it means that we can probably build some more of Sipsburgh over here on the other side of the river. Maybe have the town hall over here, some nicer houses, some different services and stuff, and just sort of keep expanding. I think that's going to be really nice. Thanks for watching part 13 of Banished. We're going to build this bridge, and we're going to build it hard. It's going to be great. See you next time!